Hi guys, welcome back.
Episode 2 of season 2.
Woo-hoo. Ready to
And
break. Season 2. Ready to break. Season 2. Say what? Say what? Okay. And scene.
action. No, but this episode I'm super excited about.
Me too. I'm excited.
I think Ray's waited her whole life to finally be able to talk about this
My
topic.
whole life.
So, if you guys didn't watch last week's episode, go head over there to hear the sneak peek about what this episode's going to be about. Because
Yes.
Ray, go ahead, tell them, announce it to the world.
Okay, I officially am a dog mom, and I am so proud, so excited. And yeah, just new mother. Here I am.
Yeah, and I also got a second puppy.
Yes.
If you guys don't know, I have a 3-year-old already. 3-year-old dog. I should be careful what I say, huh? People are gonna take it the wrong way.
3-year-old dog.
So when we talk about
In
our
human years.
babies today, we're gonna talk about dogs. If you guys don't know, I have 8 other animals that aren't dogs, but we're just talking about dogs today. So
Yeah, we're just talking about dogs, and I was gonna introduce my new puppy. Ray was gonna introduce hers, and then I thought it would be cool if Ray would just, give me some advice and give general advice about being a pet owner and just talk us through that. Any questions that I have, she'll try her best to answer them. And
going off of that, before the animal community comes from me, because they're hardcore out there. I'm not an expert. I'm not a vet.
Oh, right.
I'm not a
Of
vet
course.
tech. This is just all from me
Again, this is
watching
friend-
tubers
Oh.
and my experience and what I've researched and learned. So
Yeah, this is just two friends giving advice. Okay,
Yes.
Let's not forget what this podcast is about. But,
Exactly.
it might help some of you guys. You never know.
and I'm
So,
not talking out of my butt. I know some knowledge in these fields.
no,
so
I trust her. I trust her. And so let's do it.
yeah.
So whose baby should we bring out first? I think mine.
Yeah, we'll do yours.
Okay, let me go get him. Meet Mr. Mookie Marici.
Hi,
Hey,
Mookie.
Mooks.
Oh, he's ready. Look at that. He's like, what's up?
Is he?
Hello.
Boy. So this is Mr. Mookie Marici, aka Mookie Mooks. And so he is officially going to be 3 months on Friday. 12 weeks, my bubby. And so he's not going to stay here forever. I'm definitely going to take him back now. So that way he can, go pee, do his business. Huh, bubby? Thank you. You did so good. You did so good.
Look at that little collar.
Okay,
He
we'll
got a
be
new
back.
collar.
Oh, he did. Yeah, cute little one. Okay, we'll be back. We'll be back.
So, okay, so that
was
was
Mookie.
Mookie. Should we get mine now so we could just do that, get it
Yeah.
over with, and then talk? Okay.
Exactly.
So let
I
me
was
go
thinking the
get
same thing.
Mine. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Hi, Mac.
All right, guys. So this is Mac. He doesn't have a middle name, but I like to call him Mac Money, but Jonathan doesn't like it. But this is him, and as you can tell, ooh, he's a big boy.
Mm-hmm.
He is, I'm going to be one of those annoying parents. He's 18 weeks old, so you guys can do the math. But yes, this is him. He's a solid 29 pounds already.
Dang, he is a big boy.
Say hi, Mac.
Hi, Mac Money. I'm gonna call him Mac Monies.
Say hi. Say
Hi. Oh,
He just woke up from a nap. But yeah, so this is Mackie. And
dang, look at those nails, Ray.
Dude, I know, he needs to go. He needs one more shot, and then he can go to PetSmart and get him cut. So that's what we're waiting on.
He's nicer than mine. They're nicer than my nails.
With his one little white nail. But
Aw.
let me go take him back before he tries and eats the guinea pigs and the rabbit.
Yes.
And then we'll start talking.
Okay.
Okay, now that my workout for the day is done.
I was gonna say that's a workout, huh?
Ooh, 30 pounds, man.
You can squats with that guy. Hold him like this. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all right. So let's start with Mookie. What breed is he? We already talked about his age. What was the story of you coming upon him? All the details.
So, my Mooks, it's like I said, 12 weeks, officially on Friday. And he is an Australian Shepherd mixed with a Labrador Retriever. So that's why he has like the cute fluffy ears. I love his ears so much. They're like wavy. Okay, so hopefully he's gonna probably be like a medium-sized dog. I really wanted a big dog, but the more I see him like not growing as much as I thought, I'm like, oh, I think he's gonna be a pretty small, medium dog, you know? Which is good because I feel like if he was a bigger dog, I wouldn't be able to handle him as my first. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like,
Yeah.
for a first dog, I feel like a medium size is perfect, so it works out. And he was born October 30th. A little
15
Halloween
days after me.
a little Halloween Mooks he is, and what else?
How'd you come up with his name?
Oh, so yeah, Mookie. So we were driving home with him in the car, and we were thinking, what should we name him? What should we name him? And everybody was coming up with names, you know, and I already had like a whole list on my notes of future dog names. Also, I have a list of future child names as well, children names, but we'll get to that later. But all of the names that I had didn't really fit him. Like, we were calling it out and saying it a couple times, and we were like, no. So my mom was like, let's name him Blackie, and I was like, no. I don't know, all these things, you know, and everybody was giving, and then my dad was like, oh, how about Mookie Betts? And I was like, oh, because, you know, if you're a Dodgers fan, you know, Mookie Betts.
World Series this year.
He helped the Dodgers win the World Series. He's a really good player.
Spent a lot of money on him.
So, anyways, so he was like, my dad was like, I think my dad was the one that came up with Mookie. And I was like, oh, Mookie, I like it. It's like a cute dog name. I mean, no offense to Mookie Betts out there, great name, but I feel like it's just a cute dog name, you know, and I could call him my Mooks. And so yeah, so that's how we decided.
And just like, I think it goes perfectly for you guys because like your dad's a big Dodger fan. He gets season tickets every year. Like you guys
Dodger
are Dodgers
fans.
out. Like
Yeah,
it just fits your guys' family to have.
yes, baseball family.
Yeah,
big baseball family. Yeah, so I'm excited. He already has his like Dodger little like bandana-ish thing.
Oh, bandana.
Yeah, like a cute little design bandana thing that says Dodger. So he's gonna take a photo shoot with that. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's kind of it. Let me see. Oh, so training. Okay, so he's a puppy. Training has been so hard, harder than I thought. You know, like everybody says, you know, a pet is a big responsibility, which I always understood. I always understood you needed to get the poop and make sure you clean after him, you know. I didn't understand the loss of sleep and like actually raising this little soul to be a good little being, you know, like we want him to be a good dog. And so that's been hard. I've been obsessed with like YouTube videos, like you were saying, like looking up everything online. Like every question I have, I Google it, like if it's like WebMD for dogs, you know what I mean? Like every little thing. Yeah, so I really feel like a mom. Like I really feel like, you know, I'm taking some maternity leave off. And just focusing on him because it's a full-time job, I think. Like I was telling my mom the other day, I don't know how people get new puppies and go to work. Like a 9 to 5. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine leaving him at all because I get nervous. I'm gonna, you know, it's wild. Yeah, it's wild.
Definitely. Yeah. So that's our quick little intro on Mookie.
Yes.
So I guess Max.
Yeah, that's pretty legit. Yeah, Max.
Okay, so Mac is. Are you guys ready? Not ready for his breeds. He is a mutt by definition. He is a golden retriever, Rottweiler, Lab Pit mix. So he's gonna be a big boy.
You should invest in one of those DNA tests for him.
Yeah, I want to. I want to get one for him and for Ballas. So let's throw Ballas out there real quick. So I do have Ballas also. He is a 3-year-old. The pound told it, or the shelter, we got him at a rescue, that he is a German Shepherd Husky mix. And I definitely see the Husky in him, but he has no characteristics of a German Shepherd other than his coloring, which I feel could also be Husky coloring. So I don't think he's German Shepherd at all. I have a gut feeling that he's Bulldog, like the bigger Bulldogs that kind of look like pit bulls. I think they're American Bulldogs. The dog like from Homeward Bound, if you guys have ever seen that movie, Chance from Homeward Bound, that dog mixed with a husky is like my gut feeling of what Ballast is. But I have him, so I want to get them both DNA kits just so I know for sure what they are. Just nothing's gonna change, but I just think it'll be cool to know.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, so yeah, I have Mac now. We got him November 6th. His birthday is September 17th or 18th. I have to look back. I got my days confused. But yeah, he's a big boy already. He's 30 pounds and he's barely 5 months old. So yeah, that's Mac. He's crazy. He's wild. We've just started training with him this past week because we were in this constant like dilemma because with Ballast, we got him as a full-grown dog already. We got him when he was 2 years old. So, you know, and he kind of knew training already, but we put him through PetSmart training just to kind of, you know, wrap everything up and get everything trained together. And Ballast is an amazing dog. He is so calm.
He is
so cuddly. He doesn't really bark. He's just, he's the perfect dog. He has anxiety and he's a crybaby, but other than that, he's fine. Quick story about Ballast real quick because it's on the topic of training. So I was working with Mac today and we give Mac food like kibble as treats so that he doesn't have too many treats. And then like when he does something really good, we'll give him a treat, like a good treat. So I was doing that with Ballast and I was giving him the kibble and he would put it in his mouth and spit it out. And I know it's not that he doesn't like the food because he eats that food every single night. Yeah, he just knows that that's food. I'm supposed to be getting a treat for doing this. Right. And I was like, you spoiled little brat. Like, what the heck? And then you have Mac over there like, more?
Yeah, like, I'll take anything. I'll take anything.
So, so Mac's learning pretty fast. He knows sit perfectly. He's working on weights right now and leave it. And so we've decided to do it at home just because Jonathan's gone through the PetSmart training program with Ballast and our former dog Guinness, who we had to rehome, which you guys have heard that story. So he knows all the little tricks, and then with Corona going around, being in a small room with all those people, just for them to reiterate what he kind of has already gone through. It's like, it's not, why save the $200 if we already know what we're doing. And I should say, since he knows what he's doing, because he has to tell me, because I didn't go through, I was still in California when Guinness and Ballast were going through training. So I've never gone through the whole training process. I did go with Zim a couple times for the bubs, but Jonathan knows what he's doing, tells me how to do it, and he's already making a lot of progress. So,
good.
Yeah. But he is teething so hard right now. I don't have a couch anymore. So there's that. He's literally eaten every single cushion on the couch to the point where it's just the base in the living room right now and the couch that Ballast sleeps on because Ballast doesn't let him chew on that couch because that's his couch. So, yeah, I have no couch.
It is going through teething too. I am going crazy with that. That's all he does is bite, and it drives me crazy.
And I don't have that. Like, he doesn't bite us or try to chew on our fingers or nibble at us. We nipped that in the bud. Is that I always say that saying wrong, but we put a stop to that really early on. So now, I think we just got lucky because he has Ballast and he's learned so much from Ballast. So anytime he would kind of nibble, we would just pinch his nose or kind of do the little, like, everyone's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe you do that. Tap him on the nose. No. I mean, we're not hitting him hard, you know, we're just like a little.
Yeah. I mean, when I have learned if I don't want him to bite Mooks, I'll just hold his mouth together and I'll say no.
Yeah.
Until he gets it, until he's like calmed down, and then I'll be like okay. But even still, like, and my dad and my brother love to play with him and like let him bite their hands and bite their feet, and I'm like, no, not yet. You know, like he's still so
he needs to learn between playtime and when it's not
right. And so I've told him, like, if he bites you, hold his mouth together and tell him so he knows.
Yeah.
But it's the worst. Chewing on
teeth are freaking sharp.
So
sharp. Mac has definitely lost a lot of baby teeth. So like this front 4 teeth, they were missing during Christmas. They're back now, and I feel like those teeth aren't as sharp as they were when they were puppy teeth. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he bites down, he's still gonna hurt you, but they're just not like razors anymore like when they're puppies.
You should see my dad's arms full of cuts, like just little. I'm like, oh my God, that's so bad. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But rough. Going through teething is rough. And training for Mooks, I have been trying to train him as much as I can because he still doesn't have his full thing of shots. He barely did his first round of shots last month in December, like the 30th. And so he's going back this Wednesday when this airs. He will have had his second round of shots. So since he can't go out anywhere, I'm training him at home via YouTube videos, whatever I could learn online, or even like friends. Like I asked Ray, I asked Zim, I asked Ashley, like any type of tricks or tips for me as to training him. And so right now he knows sit really, really well. He knows look at me, and he knows leave it. Oh, and those are the only ones. Leave it when it comes to a treat.
Yeah.
Leave it when it comes to like my shirt or anything else made of fabric.
No.
It's still not there yet, but we're trying to get there. So yeah, I feel like sit's pretty easy. I'm trying to do the lay down. Still don't know how I can train that. I'm still new to that. So
hard. Ballast still doesn't even know lay down that well.
I'm like, oh, this is difficult. I'm trying to make him follow the tree with his face, and it's still like, no, it's not working.
It's so bad on my part, but like my main priorities are sit, leave it, and wait, because
that's a good one.
Because so my thing is when I take them out to the bathroom, because I've started trying to get Mac to go outside. I mean, he's fully potty trained on pads. Like he won't go anywhere that there's not a pad. And it's hard for us to get him fully trained outside just because we live on the 3rd story apartment. So it's not like when he's pacing around, I could just let him out into the backyard. Yeah. So when he's at like my mom's house or Jonathan's mom's house, he had very few accidents. Like even going on the pads, he was going outside like perfectly fine. But it's him going on a leash that we're having issues with. And he's starting to pee on the leash outside, which, you know, obviously I sound like a psycho out there walking my dogs, and my one dog pees and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then Mac pees. I'm like, oh my God, good boy, you know, but I want him to like understand, like, this is what you need to do. And where was I going with that? Oh, but when I have both of them by myself and Ballast poops, I need them to sit there and wait while I pick up Ballast's poop. So
does he do human-sized poops?
Ballast?
Yes.
Maybe like toddler-sized poops.
Okay.
They're not like full human-sized poops, but they're pretty big. And it depends, because everyday poops are fine, but if he gets backed up a couple days because he like decided to eat too much human food or something, got into the trash, then he has some pretty monster poops. Because
I've seen a dog recently that had some monstrous
But that's
poops,
a big dog. That dog's like 3 times Ballast's size.
I am so lucky that Mookie's poops are just still little snubs like this. And they're like, yeah, little logs, you know?
Yeah, so yeah, but he does really good with weight, like when he's with Ballast. So I can literally, I have leashes where I can just slip them on my wrist. So I put them on my wrist, and I have them both stand right here next to me. And I tell him, sit, wait, and his attention span's long enough for me to pick up his poop. And Ballast has been...
Mookie not so much.
But Ballast has been doing that like forever, so I'm not so impressed with Ballast because like he knows like once I poop, I gotta sit and wait for my mom to pick it up.
Right.
And then, but Mac recently has just, even while Ballast is pooping, I'll just like, while we sit there and wait, I'll be like, Mac, sit, wait, and he'll sit there the whole time that Ballast is pooping. But let him do that in the apartment, it doesn't happen. So it's very, hit or miss. He's still learning, but he's doing pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah, hold on. Last, how's Mookie with his crying and whining now that he's a little bit older?
Okay, so much better. You know what? This is what I wanted to get into too, because I have a story about me getting hurt in the middle of the night because of him crying.
I've heard this story. I love this story.
The first week of being a new mom, I didn't get any sleep at all because he would cry throughout the night. And I'm trying to crate train him right now. Just to at least go pee in the crate. And, throughout the day, he's out of the crate the whole day and he's outside a lot. But for him to sleep, I want him to sleep in one place throughout the whole night and get used to that. So that way when I get him a real bed, he stays there. But his first couple nights in the crate, he was so scared, crying every hour. I had to sleep in the back because that's where he's at. He's in the back, so I was sleeping on the couch. Me and my brother got up every couple hours to help him out, make sure he didn't have to pee, just soothe him back to sleep, put him in the crate. And And then Zim told me, oh, set an alarm for 2 in the morning, and that's the only time you take him out. Don't like feed into his cries. That's what everybody was saying. Don't feed to his cries. Zim was like, set a timer for 2, take him out at 2 so that way he pees throughout the night and comes back in, and you can wake up whenever you want him to wake up later. Right? So then I was like, okay, I was doing that. He was doing good. And then Ashley was like, okay, but if you're not going to do that, if you're going to wake up at 2 for the rest of his life to take him pee, then okay. But if you want him to get through the night, like, just tell him, like, don't give in to his cries and let him stay throughout the night. And I was like, but he's going to pee in his crate. And she's like, no, he won't. He won't pee where he sleeps. It's too small of a space. And I'm like, okay, I kind of trust that a little bit. Sure enough, I waited out, I waited out his crying. And, like, within 2 days, he was good at, like, spending the whole night in his crate without crying. Like, when he first goes into the crate, he cries a little bit, but he still goes to sleep, stays asleep the whole night. His natural time to get up, though, is 5 in the morning. And so I've been trying to narrow that hour down all the way until 6. So we're working on that still. But the story was, I think, like, the second week that I had him, it was the first week that I just came back into my bed because, like I said, I was staying out there throughout the night with him on the couch. And it was like the second day I was like on my bed, and I was just anxious being in a separate room than him too, and I kept my door open. And I feel bad though because, he's in the back room. There's a slide-in door, and then my parents' room is right there. So they're close to him. And every time he cries or something, like the first week I would get so like, oh my gosh, don't wake up my parents, don't wake up my parents. So I would like be in a rush to be out there for the first, for the first cry. And so like, I don't know, I think it was like 3 in the morning. And I was like, I heard him crying. I popped up half asleep, booked it to the back, but didn't realize that prior to that, I had closed the screen door, the glass door, so my parents wouldn't hear his cries as much, and just slammed into the glass door. And it made it sounded like thunder. I just ran in, because I was like, half asleep, running to go get him, and it went boom. And my parents like sprung up, they're like, what was that? Oh my gosh. I was so pissed, on the verge of tears. I was like, I'm fine. I just bumped into this wall. And then my dad got up fast. He was like, just go to sleep. I'll get him. And I'm like, no, let me do this. I'm fine. I was so pissed. And then I took him out and I was like, go freaking pee, Mookie. I was so pissed. But, then he went pee, came back, and I was all better. I was like, come here and love me again. But yeah, it was,
my friend. I'm sorry. I was mad at you.
Yeah, and I get so mad at him so fast, and that's another thing. Everyone's like, you need to have patience. Yeah. Like, it really is a patience thing, and I am not known for having the most patience in the world, so it's definitely a learning curve for me. I'm like, okay, he's not going to get everything the first time, and he's not going to be the perfect dog that's on TV, that gets every trick, and so I'm learning. We're both figuring each other out,
Yeah.
So...
Proud of you for sticking to the crate thing though, because Mac's not even. So our thing with the crate, like I was like, okay, I am going to crate train this one. Like he's gonna sleep in the crate.
Isn't Ballast crate trained?
They're crate trained to the sense that they're chill in their crate. Like they're okay to chill in their crate. Like I can leave them in their crate for long hours. But Ballast doesn't sleep in his crate. Like he just doesn't because he sleeps on the couch. So in my mind, it wasn't fair to crate train Mac to sleep in his crate when Ballast gets free range of the living room. So, I mean, Mac's crate, like in his crate, he eats in his crate because I still have to separate them when they eat because Mac will eat all his food and then try and eat Ballast's food. So it's not like they fight over food or anything. In fact, if Mac tries, Ballast lets him, and I'm like, Ballast, stop! Like, no, that's your food, So that's why Mac eats in his crate, and Ballast takes a lot longer to eat than Mac does, because, he's a puppy, and he's like, oh, food, Yeah. So, but Mac he's fine in his crate for long periods of time. They're even better together in their crate together, which I don't think is going to be able to last very long as Mac's getting bigger. I know, because they're both going to be big. I mean, we have 2 crates, but I only have one set up for right now. Okay. Yeah, we took 1 crate with us to LA for Christmas, and it just hasn't made its way back out of the car. So,
right.
But yeah, so we have 2 crates for when we get to that point. But for, I want to say, the first week, Max slept in our bed, and that's just like who we are. Like, if we didn't have the cats, Ballast would be in our bed too. So
Yeah, I know. I wish I could cuddle Mookie in my bed, but my parents are like so strict on him not being on furniture,
yeah.
and it breaks my heart.
It's funny though because they have full range of like, the furniture here or whatever. We don't care. I'll live with dog hair. I don't care. But they learned pretty quickly at my mom's house, like, no, we can't be on the furniture. Like they didn't try and get on. They tried once and we corrected them and they didn't try again. So I don't know why or what happened, but they figured it out. So
No, Mookie always tries to get on the couch. Like, and it's my fault too, because like sometimes, me and Vincent let him on the couch, even though we know we're not supposed to. But like, we just want to, because he's still very small, so he still just fits in our laps, and we just have him, and we're like, he's not on the couch, he's on our laps, he's on our laps. But he knows that we pick him up to put him on the couch, so
he thinks it's okay.
He thinks it's okay, and yeah, that's gonna be rough to break. But he's still small right now, and I still want to cuddle him. So,
but I remember
whatever.
The first night that we put Mac out with Ballast for the night, and I don't even know why we did it, but let's like recap. So the first time we left Mac alone with Ballast, like neither one of us was gonna be home. We like set up this whole barrier and like this whole thing because like Ballast was good with him, but my fear was like they were gonna be playing and Ballast just played a little too hard with him.
Yeah,
so that
and
was
no one's gonna be there to like break it up or
exactly.
Like that.
And not that like Ballast would like keep going, but I was like all I pictured was them playing tug of war and like Mac flying into a wall or something because it's happened before, like not flying into a wall, but like Ballast swings a little too hard and he like kind of goes, So we tried separating them, made up all these barriers. I don't know if Mac did it himself. I don't know if Ballast broke him out, but we came home to Mac not being in that section that we cut out for him. And so then we have a camera and we saw they were fine, whatever. So so we left them with each other. Like probably the third day we had Mac, he was free range with Ballast during the day.
Okay.
And so, but he would still sleep with us at night because it was more of Mac bugging Ballast while Ballast was trying to sleep. And I didn't want to like, it's Ballast's home. Like he shouldn't have to suffer because a new puppy came in. So we would take him away, whatever. And then one night we decided to just put Mac out there with Ballast. And he didn't cry. He didn't want us, like nothing. And I remember like, why doesn't our puppy love us anymore? Like, why? And then, they were fine ever since then. So Mac honestly only slept in our bed maybe for like a week. And then he was out with Ballast. Okay. And then when we take Mac, because we still want Mac to be good with the cats, even though we've lost hope with Ballast and the cats, I feel like he's just too old to break that, like, not liking the cats, but we want to start Mac, like, being okay with the cats. So from time to time, we'll let Mac into the room with the cats and leave Ballast out there, and they both just cry. Like, they need to be with each other.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it is, but it's also like, guys, like, I'm not taking your brother away. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. But I love that they're, like this, because that was another worry of mine was how is Ballast going to react to another male in his territory.
But this was a little guy,
Yeah, true. But so I love that they're literally. And then during Christmas, Mac would go with us to Jonathan's mom's house, but not Ballast, because Ballast and Jonathan's sister's dog, it's not that they don't get along, but they're both males.
Oh, right.
And it's just a lot of humping and chasing and peeing. So, and the Ballast is so chill, and my mom loves Ballast, so Ballast would stay with my mom. And the first like 20-30 minutes that we would leave, he would just cry wanting Mac because before it wouldn't cry. Yeah, so I mean it's good. I mean I hate to separate
I heard it is easier with two dogs rather than just one, because they like learn off of each other. And I tried to sell that to my parents, like, well, I think it would be easier to train them if we got another dog and they kind of learned off of each other. And not only that, but they have like a playmate, they can be playing all day. And that was not gonna happen.
I don't think I would ever get two puppies. Like,
not the same age, right? You would like let one grow up a little bit.
Yeah,
and
like
then
how
bring
we
in the other one.
Ballast and Mac. Like, I think that was perfect because Ballast is still young enough where he still has some puppy characteristics and still plays. Still needs work with training. He's not a full size, like full grown adult or a grumpy old senior. So, but he's old enough to know like what not to do. So it was like perfect for Mac to like learn off of, but still have someone to play with. And So I would definitely do that again. Like, I don't know if I could do
lucky.
2 puppies, because Max not even a bad puppy, and I'm like with him. So
Same. Like I don't have anything else to compare it to, but I don't think Mookie is a bad puppy. Everybody says, "Oh, he's a good dog. He's good. He's good." So I'm going off of that, and I'm like, I cannot imagine a bad puppy. Like I cannot imagine.
Guinness.
So yeah. Oh my gosh, love her, but my goodness.
Love that dog.
Yeah.
Miss that dog. She's my whole heart, but she was a hard puppy. And Jonathan did it by himself with her. So let's just say, we're not going to get into whole stories with her, but she broke a pipe in the bathroom when she was like, I don't know, less than 3 months old, 4 months old. So
see, if Mookie ever did that, my parents would be like, give him back. Give him back.
And that dog. But yes, let's start your questions. Any advice you think people need to know?
I think we should talk. Well, because for me, like I get really okay. Well, first of all, like I said earlier, any little thing I am Googling, right? And like Mookie has had really bad dandruff, like really, really bad dandruff. And I'm like, I don't know if this is normal. I don't know and the first time I went to the vet was to get the shots. And, they were okay. But I feel like, with COVID, it's so different because you have to wait outside. You can't really go in with them. And it's just not the same. And so I felt like I wasn't really able to get into as much conversation as I would have liked to with the vet about just like general questions, And so that's why I was asking you a lot. I was asking Zim. I was asking Ashley. But the whole thing with the dandruff is at first I thought it was fleas. And that's one thing. Okay, I know your dogs aren't outside dogs. But have you had any experience with fleas? That will be one question. Wait for that. But also, the whole dandruff thing, like, is it normal for puppies to have dandruff? You know what I mean? Like, how can I prevent that? Yeah.
So for the fleas thing, we've never really had experience with fleas, but we've also, because before we lived in the apartment, the dogs were outside 24/7. Guinness and Balance were like outside dogs. We only brought them in to eat and go to sleep. Just because Guinness was such a terror, she would like tear everything up if we left her inside. So she was outside, but first of all, we live in Arizona, so I think it's too dry for fleas out here, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know the whole thing. But we also stayed very on top of their flea treatment. So every month on the day, they got their flea stuff. The flea treatment, so like canine advances.
Do you do that at home?
Yeah, so it's like you go to the store. It's kind of expensive, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I think it's well worth it because then you don't have a big vet bill if the fleas are like biting, or if your dogs can be allergic to flea bites. So then you have a whole bigger story. But it's like, I guess it wouldn't be that expensive. It's just we had 2 dogs, so it's more expensive. But it's like $30. You get 3 months supply, and it's just like a little. It looks like a little dropper kind of, and you just put it like in between their shoulders and down the back, and it's just it's like medicated. And I don't know all the science behind it, but it repels fleas and it keeps fleas from coming. Certain brands, Canine Advantix, like Advantix with the X, protects against mosquitoes as well. I worked in a pet store, guys. This is why I know this stuff.
Okay, that's good. Because I thought, because he has like these, at first he had these like little bites on his hind legs. And I didn't know if that was from the lady I got him from or from my house. Right. So I was like, what if those are fleas, but they're mosquitoes because they're from inside when he's asleep? Yeah. So that's good to know.
Yeah. So only stuff with that is they don't recommend using it on puppies younger than 8 weeks old. I personally wouldn't recommend under 12 weeks old, but you can give them baths in the blue. It's Dawn dish soap, but it's the blue one with the little duck on it. So they use that at like rescues, like clean oil off ducks with it and stuff. So it's very like safe, and I don't want to say moisturizing, but it's not drying. So when I went through the training at the pet store, they said recommend that to people that have puppies that are under the 12-week mark to get rid of fleas, just so that they could do something. So yeah, that's how I would say with fleas. I did have a dog growing up. His name was Apollo. I got him in 3rd grade, and he had fleas once that I could remember of, and my uncle did that with the dish soap. He didn't use Dawn dish soap, but he used dish soap, and he never had him again. And that dog was like, none of us really knew what we were doing because my parents grew up with like junkyard dogs. Like, nah, your dog's your dog. Like, they're not spoiled, you know? So,
Oh my gosh, that's exactly how my parents are. You know,
yeah,
back in my day, my dog used to just live outside
yeah.
and I'm like, okay, well, that was your dog. This is
Yeah.
my baby.
And then my mom with Apollo started being like, oh no, he needs the best this and the best that. And I think that's why I am how I am now. But it was like a learning experience. So I think we only did like the flea treatment once and the Dawn dish soap bath once. And then he never really had issues with it. But I was like little and I was obsessed with giving him baths like once a month, like all the time. I loved giving my dog a bath. So I don't know if that helps. But like as an adult having dogs, I've never really had an issue. Mac now has never had flea treatment because obviously he's still a baby. He's old enough now, but I haven't seen the need to get it for him because he's not ever outside.
Yeah.
So, I mean, once we get him, he needs one more shot, and then we'll take him on like bigger, longer walks, take him to dog parks, and once he interacts with dogs that aren't ballast, then I'll probably start him on it just to be safe. But yeah, that's what I recommend. Just California, especially like Rosemead, like, or San Gabriel Valley area, working at the pet store, people came in with dogs with fleas all the time. So it's very, you know, it's not too dry. Fleas definitely live in that area. So I would, as soon as he hits 12 weeks, go and get that for him. And I recommend the Advantix because of the mosquitoes. But
good to know. Thank you. That was like my main worry right now. And then just like, I guess, I mean, potty training is still a little rough, but I don't think there's any, I just have to be patient and keep going at it. That's what everyone says. I'm kind of nervous about training him to be an outside plus inside door dog because indoor dog.
Indoor, outdoor dog.
Because my parents, I think, want him to strictly be outdoor. But of course, I want him to, like, be inside and be with us, you know? Like, I want him to greet me when I come home. And, you know, if it's too hot out there, I don't want him to be out there. And so I want him to have an area in the house.
Right.
But the thing is with training a dog to be, like, indoor, outdoor, he gets everything dirty faster because he brings dirt in and, like, stuff like that. I'm trying to figure out how to
do it,
work that out. Right.
So what we used to do, because like I said before, Ballast and Guinness used to be purely outdoor dogs that would come in at night, or if it was raining, all of that. What I would like to try and do, and I was never always successful, was just wipe them down before they came in, because I mean, they're dogs. There's no way for them to like know, oh, I can't step in the mud like outside, because even the most trained dogs are gonna freaking step in the mud if that's where they're playing or they're going to the bathroom, whatever.
That's his yard, you know. I do want him to be able to do whatever he wants. So
so just, you know, wiping their paws. But I would get him used to like all of that kind of stuff now, like, you know, having his paws played with, playing with his ears, so he gets used to like when you have to clean his ears, that kind of stuff. And then I think the best thing is letting him have his own space in the house. Like, this is my area. I can't go into the bedrooms. I can't go into the living room. Like, that's not my area. This is my spot. And that also shows, like, the dog boundaries. And, I mean, I'm the worst person to be talking about that because my dogs don't have boundaries. But that's just, like, how we've decided to let them live and grow up. But they don't know, like, they're not allowed in certain parts, like where the gates are. They know they can't come through the gates without permission because we have baby gates up in certain places in our house. And they know they can't cross that gate unless we say it's okay. So that's kind of, I mean, I guess the living room's kind of like their area of the house.
Yeah.
Because they know they need permission to go to any other area.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do too, is have him conquer one area first. And then after that, I do want to start just introducing the rest of the house to him. But yeah, and you know what? Bathing, we could have had, if we would have had this episode maybe like a week ago, you would have been able to help me with bathing him. But I bathed him yesterday and he did okay. You know, I was a little nervous. I tried taking him a bath like the second week I got him. And it wasn't a good experience for me. I asked you and I tried the technique and it just wasn't working for me. I was like, dang it, like I can't.
So the technique I had told her, because this is what I did with Mac, and I think Jonathan used to do it with Guinness, is And people are gonna think we're so gross, and people are gonna think we're weird, whatever. Get in the
so.
bath with your puppy. Like, they're little at this, what we're talking about. Like, Mac was
Yeah.
probably like 6 pounds, 8 pounds. So,
Right.
you know, I just got in the bath with him, like, fully naked. Like, I was taking a shower and had him on my chest. And it was more for him to get used to, like, the shower than to, like, actually give him a bath. But you were already freaking out. So I think that's where it went wrong for you.
I was like panicking because he was shivering, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want him to get cold. His heart was racing so fast. He was trying to escape, obviously. And me just being like a new pet mom, I was like, oh my God, freaking out myself because he was freaking out. And I was just like, you know what? I need to. Ashley help me. Okay, well, Ashley was like, because she heard the story, and she's like, come over, I'll wash him for you. I'll show you how it's done. And I did. I went over. She manhandled my dog, let me tell you. But it worked. It worked. I was like, wow, that is how you do it. And she was just like, just
and that's
washing
why
him.
I'm saying you were just too scared, and he sensed that, and so that's what it was. But I was also just tips as he gets older, and you can't manhandle him as easy if you don't want to give him a bath outside. Because honestly, giving them baths outside is the easiest thing in the world. Like, I prefer to give them baths outside than in my bathtub any day. Especially like Ballas, he's freaking 70 pounds, putting him into the bathtub.
That's real.
So, but what I did this last time, because obviously we don't have a yard, my dogs need baths, is I filled the bathtub up with a little bit of water already so that they're not just on like cold porcelain or like whatever. And then I haven't tried it yet, but I'm gonna get one and see. It's a mat that you stick to the side of the like the wall of the shower, and you put peanut butter in it so that they're distracted eating the peanut butter the whole time that you're bathing them.
Okay.
So there's that. And then another technique I want to try is people put like a towel on the bottom of the bathtub and then put the water so that they're stepping on the towel and it's soft versus like the slippery bathtub. So they feel more secure. So the towel and the peanut butter I haven't tried, but I definitely want to try.
No, those sound like great ideas.
So, and then, I don't know where I was going to go with that, but yeah, I think that's it. And then, I mean, you guys probably already know this, and you probably have one, the freaking shower heads that come off that you can actually spray with.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely need to be using those soon.
Yeah, I got one because we didn't have one, and I was trying to I bathed Ballas with a freaking cup. It didn't work because he's huge and he's a husky and he has this freaking fur for days. So we finally got one, and it's meant for animals and babies, whatever. So it just like connects to the side of your shower head.
Oh, that's cool.
And you just bring it down and spray them, and it was like the best thing ever. So and you can control like the pressure on it. So
oh, good.
Yeah, and it was like $20. I was like, yes, please, I will definitely do that. But yeah, any other questions?
I mean, no, that's pretty much it. I'm still only 12 weeks in, so I'm sure as my life with him goes on, I'll have so many questions. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Any advice, any basic advice you think a new pet owner should know?
I think the most important thing is to be more prepared than underprepared. So if you think you need something, get it, because chances are you're probably gonna need it. Toys if you are getting a puppy, because they will chew on anything that they can get their hands or paws on. They don't have hands. Get their paws on. So if you keep them entertained with just toys, chews, anything like that, is what I recommend. I've already had to go back and buy Mac 3 sets of more toys, because and they're gonna go through toys like nobody's business. So don't spend $1 million on the big fancy cute toys when they're that little, because they're not gonna last. I will say though, so Zim got the dogs a bark box for Christmas, and it came with these two stuffed toys. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's so cute, but these are gonna last 10 seconds, because they have a couple other stuffed toys that literally lasted 10 seconds. But they fight over these toys, they play tug-of-war with these toys, go hardcore with these toys, and they are not even ripped. So BarkBox, good job. recommend BarkBox because they're cute too.
Sponsor us.
Please, like, please. So I recommend those toys. Kongs are gonna be your guys' best friends because you can get creative with them. Peanut butter, treats, whatever you want to put in there. Both my dogs freaking love them. And it keeps them busy for like literally hours. Dog puzzles. Recommend them.
I need to look into those.
Yeah, they're great. But yeah, it's all about like toys. Don't get any beds or blankets or anything like that when they're puppies because they're just gonna eat them and pee and poop on them. So Max still doesn't have a bed, and Dallas's bed is taken out of there for now because they're just gonna tear them up, pee on them, poop on them. Biggest thing, and I just learned recently, and I didn't even know this. I just happened to stumble upon it. No, Jonathan's mom told me about it actually, and I told Ray already. Rope toys. So the rope toys that have the little strings on it, be super, super, super careful because there's been stories of dogs ingesting the little stringy parts as they're, messing with it, playing with it, and it getting stuck in their intestines, and they're not able to come out. They're cutting off the intestines, and dogs are dying from it. So I wouldn't say, don't take them away completely. Just really, really monitor your dog with them. It's definitely a toy that you play with them with, not leave them with. And
of course, that was the first toy I got Mookie, was one of those toys. And then she told me that, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then we got him another one.
Because that's all you
But he loves them. He loves them, and it keeps him busy for a long time. If obviously we're playing with him, we don't just I feel like any toy, when they're puppies, you need to make sure that toy stays interesting by playing with it with them the whole time. Like, you can't just give them a toy and let them figure it out for themselves, So, definitely.
And then other than that, just food. Do your research about food. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what food to get, but there's definitely foods out there that are not safe. Purina, pedigree. So, just do your research.
Just a couple to name a few.
Yeah, just a couple. Those are just the ones I really, really am like about. Purina has a couple lines that aren't that bad, but pedigree, no way, Jose. But yeah, so just do your research and remember, food is like, that's what nourishes your dog, so make sure you're doing that safely. At least feed them something good.
At least.
I don't know, I think if you guys have more questions, obviously we would love to answer them. We have these puppies for the next at least 12 years, so
let's hope like 15.
Yeah, exactly, that's why I said at least at bare minimum. So they'll be around, and I'm sure you guys would love to see them grow up and get pup dates on them. So if you guys think of any other questions that you guys need help with, let us know. I've had dogs my whole life, so I feel like I'm pretty experienced, if to say the least. And I've had every type of dog. So from the best dogs ever to hyper little crazy ones to Mac, who's a little bit in between. So but I think
I guess that's it then. We did pretty good on this one.
Yeah, I love talking about animals. So
I know we could do this all day. But we gotta stop.
But
all right, that's all.
Thanks so much for watching. As always, I will leave all of our links in the description down below. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, subscribe here on YouTube, check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
And should we just go ahead and bring out our animal Instagrams that they can follow?
Yes, and I will go ahead and leave Dallas and Macks Instagram down below, as well as Mookie's Instagram down below. I'm sure I'll have pictures of them throughout this editing if Ray sends me some of Mookie. So I'll go ahead and insert those, but make sure you guys check them out on their Instagrams as well. Just a disclaimer, my Instagram is of all my pets, so you'll see Mac, Ballast, and everyone else. And
all 10.
Yeah, exactly, all 10 of them. And I'll also leave my personal YouTube down below because I do a lot of animal videos there as well. And yeah, I guess that's it. And I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.